What would be the ideal space to do your job? In order to understand how surroundings affect people's lives, we first have to understand why workplaces are the way they are nowadays. It all started with the Industrial Revolution, which brought along many new techniques such as line production. It also forced people to develop a linear and systematic way of thinking, which allowed them to fit in the new ways of production and consumption. Workplaces were affected by this new way of thinking that originates in the left brain. If objects were produced by line production and ended up in boxes, it was logical to think that the people involved in their production be also organized in lines and in some way end up in boxes. This model was applied in the office setting, placing low-ranking employees in small boxes and high-ranking employees in bigger boxes. The most logical way of using a box is filling it up as much as possible. This way, big buildings ended up becoming big boxes that contain smaller boxes, which in turn contain smaller boxes or people. This was the way in which workspaces were conceived for decades. Wars were lost and won. Man conquered space. Economic models rose and fell, as did the Berlin Wall. Computers appeared, but people still kept working in boxes. Who were the ones capable of achieving such things? It was those who worked outside the boxes. Those who made the world their laboratory and ended up winning Nobel Prizes. Those that made their backyards the studios where they created masterpieces. And those that produced musical hits out of their garages. Have you ever heard the expression, thinking out of a box? If the ideas that changed the world were created in boxes, explorers, social activists, artists, or entrepreneurs would have never existed. However, it is still necessary to work in offices. We still need spaces that allow people with talents and abilities to gather in a single place. We need contact with others. Because people and hard work are the elements that make better companies. If we compare the current workplace with a boat, we would have one person rowing in the front, 3 people in the middle who are just riding along, and 2 people in the back trying to sink the boat. "28% of employees not only dislike their workplace, but also try to sabotage it. What can we do to make these people join in and row? Change the boat around, provide all the tools needed for the job. Make them feel at home, make them feel part of the company, and most importantly, create inspiring spaces. Inspiration is necessary if we want to generate passion, and passionate people are what a company needs to achieve bigger goals. Passionate people create new solutions to the company's problems and bring innovation. If people are the foundation of a company, passion must be the engine for those people, the engine that propels the boat." Change elements such as furniture, create a nice atmosphere, add colors that encourage creativity, or replace artificial for natural lighting. You'll not only save energy and resources, but also the productivity of your team can even increase by 13%. You might think that these changes are expensive, or that this only applies to companies overseas or in huge corporations. Investing in people is a long-term investment, which helps renew the way people work and generate creative ideas. This is a win-win scenario with great results, progress, and long-term investment. It's time you knew Space, an international company based in Mexico that is not only changing companies from the inside out, but also the way people work.